Hey everybody, this is Kevin Bass from thedietwars.com, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a new study on vitamin K2 in heart health. That's right, vitamin K2 in the treatment and prevention of cardiovascular disease. As everybody knows on the internet, vitamin K2 is supposed to be an excellent treatment for reducing calcification of arterial walls for people who are predisposed or concerned about cardiovascular disease. That's because it takes the calcium that might go to the arterial wall and delivers it to the right place, to the bone, and ensures that it doesn't go to the wrong place. The arteries, especially the coronary arteries and the cerebral arteries, which then cause disease and eventually heart attacks. So this should be a method, a means by which we can prevent heart attacks, prevent calcification of the arteries, and then prevent heart attacks. And that is the idea according to different animal studies and according to some of the mechanisms that people have postulated that vitamin K2 should have in humans, and doing what I've just talked about, preventing heart attacks by preventing calcification. Turns out a new study was published, a randomized controlled trial, a randomized double-blind multi-center study of 365 men who are randomized, put at random into one of two groups, either those supplementing with vitamin D and K2 or those not supplementing with vitamin K2 and D, who are receiving a placebo. They believe that they are receiving K2 and D, but they're not receiving K2 and D. And they looked at what is the change in the aortic valve calcification score. So they used something called cardiac non-contrast computer tomography to visualize the calcifications in the aorta, and then based on what was picked up by the cardiac non-contrast computer tomography, quantifying how much calcification there is, so that you end up getting a score, scoring how much calcification you have before the treatment and then after the treatment at 24 months, as say 2 years. So how much does vitamin K2 reduce calcification in 2 years in the aorta? Turns out not at all. There's no difference in progression of the calcification in the aorta for people who are taking vitamin K2 and people who are not taking vitamin K2. What this means is this doesn't work. It doesn't actually reduce calcification, and there's no difference in cardiovascular events. 10 patients had cardiovascular events in each group. No difference in all-cause death. No difference in heart valve surgery. There's no difference in anything except DPUCMGP, or dephosphorylated undercarboxylated matrix GLA protein. And this particular protein is a biomarker. It indicates vitamin K status. So if you have a decrease in this biomarker, that indicates an increase in your vitamin K status. So yeah, we've got more vitamin K status, very significant reduction in this particular biomarker, but there was no change in this calcification of the arteries. No change in 2 years. Okay. So here's the clinical perspective, the synopsis, the summary that they give in this particular journal article. And this is in the American Heart Association's main journal called Circulation. And the clinical perspective is this. What is new? This is the first double-blind randomized controlled trial to test whether minoquinone 7, that is to say vitamin K2, a drug targeting processes of calcification, in addition to vitamin D, could slow the progression of aortic valve calcification and stenosis. So you want to reduce the calcification of the aortic valve and basically the narrowing of that meatus. Is that what you call it, a meatus? Or that hole going from the heart into the aorta, which is, again, closed by the aortic valve. And it says menaquinone 7, that is to say vitamin K2, had no major effect on the progression of aortic valve calcification as assessed by computer tomography or echocardiography. High dose K2 was safe and well tolerated. So it's well tolerated, it just doesn't do anything. What are the clinical implications? The external validity is limited to men, older men with really high calcification scores or relatively high calcification scores. Can't necessarily extrapolate it. Okay, so they're being very cautious. And other pathways need to be explored to identify an effective therapy for this unmet clinical need, that is to say aortic valve calcification. And here's in the introduction, it says, vitamin K2 is the most effective cofactor for the carboxylation of proteins involved in the inhibition of arterial calcification. Inhibition of the system with vitamin K antagonists has been suggested to increase the calcification process. Furthermore, combined low vitamins K and D status has been associated with increased all-cause mortality compared to adequate vitamin K and D status. A recent open-label randomized trial, including 99 patients with mild aortic stenosis, suggests that vitamin K supplementation may reduce the progression of aortic calcification. So, a not as good study. It's an open label. They knew what they were taking, so it wasn't double-blinded, which is very important, because if you know what you're taking, it might change your behavior. If you change your behavior, say you're taking the good drug, then you change your behavior to be more healthy because you have more hope or something like that, then you might get reduced calcification. That's why you don't do an open label study. A better study, of course you can do an open label study if that's all you can do to first establish that you need to get a study done, but then you don't base your evidence on that. So you need this particular study, a double-blind randomized controlled trial. And in contrast to that 99 patient randomized controlled trial, this 365 patient double-blind randomized controlled trial showed no effect. So it's the first study of this type, shows no effect. What does this mean? It means don't supplement vitamin K2 for heart health. There's no evidence to suggest that supplementing vitamin K2 for heart health helps. Many influencers have said vitamin K2 for heart health is good. Huberman said it. Sinclair said it. And of course, Derek from More Plates, More Dates also shills the Athletic Greens product, the free vitamin K2 and D, and it doesn't work. And of course, multitudes of people said it. Chris Masterjohn has said it. There's probably just like countless people who have shilled vitamin K2. Ivor Cummins has said it. A lot of I believe also Dave Feldman has said it. So a lot of the people from the carnivore and low carb community have said that you need to monitor K2 and take more K2. It's not correct. It's not correct. So don't waste your money on K2 supplements. That is the bottom line. Thanks for watching the video, man. So what I'm gonna do now is talk about where you can find me on social media: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Kevin and Bass, KEVINNBASS. That's Kevin with 2 N's, BASS. Also find me on Patreon at the same place. Please send a donation if this is helpful to you, especially if I just saved you guys, you listener, if I saved you money on vitamin K2, pay it forward. Send a 10% tithe my way, my good son. Now I'm being cheesy. Anyway, so yeah, donate if you guys want to. That would be great. Maybe if I did legitimately save you some money on K2, you could send some of that my way. That'd be great. If you spend $10 a month, send me $1. So, also you can check out my website at thedietwars.com /support-me. You can go to my YouTube channel, K-Bass Philadelphia. Also just by Kevin Bass. You can go to my podcast at The Kevin Bass Show. Please do that. And leave a rating on Apple Podcasts. That would be much appreciated, because I need people to rate the podcast in order to get it more visible in the rankings. In particular, leave a review. Leave a review. So there's one person who's rated it and left a review, and they think it's the worst thing they've ever heard. I sound like I'm on cocaine. I sound like I'm on crack. I ramble. I like miss words. I change subjects at random. So because of that review, I need like a better review. So please, somebody write another review. That would be much helpful and help out the algorithm. Like, click, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Ask a question. And if you are a Patreon follower, make sure to get me at over direct messages. Instagram and Twitter are best. probably Twitter is the best place to catch me. Just say you're a Patreon follower and ask your questions. If you're interested in a more intensive approach, you want to ask me in great detail about what I think about this, that, or the other, make sure to sign up for the highest tier on Patreon, and I can talk with you about 30 to 45 minutes a month about whatever tickles your fancy. Yeah, so that's the video. Don't buy K2 supplements. Don't listen to people who shill them. Don't listen to people who say that they help your heart. They don't. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys later.